You'll first encounter Nepheli Loux at the east side of the heavily guarded courtyard. Exhaust her dialogue so that she offers her help in fighting Godrick the Grafted. You can then, right before the golden fog door, you can summon her to fight the boss fight in the castle. Before meeting her here though, you have to have spoken to Gatekeeper Gostoc, the guy at the gate that asks you if you want to take a shortcut behind the gate or if you want to take the main gate.
Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place. Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godrick's lot. I am Nepheli Loux, tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godrick's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godrick, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight. Apologies, but I've idled long enough. As fellow tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance, down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord. Apologies, but I've
After you defeat Godrick the Grafted, either with Nepheli Loux or without her, you can find her at the Roundtable hold. But Godrick the Grafted has to be dead in order to progress through her questline. It doesn't matter if she dies here as a summon.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Make sure to also progress through Roderika's questline. Roderika is the girl that does spirit tuning, the girl with the red hood. You have to progress through her questline and get her to upgrade spirit ashes.
Nice to see you again. My name is Roderika. I should have told you sooner. Isn't this place impressive though? The Roundtable hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord.
After exhausting everyone's dialogues, head back to where the blacksmith is. You have to progress through his questline as well because he is part of Roderika's questline. Make sure to always speak to everyone just in case. Make sure they start repeating themselves. That's how you know you've exhausted their dialogues.
You, is it? I didn't notice you there. I'll be doing my job, same as ever. Just lay out your arms. Those words were not meant for you. I may be prisoner to you, tarnished lot, but my prayers are mine, and mine alone.
It's all a bit much for me, and I'm still looking for my own purpose. You're telling me I possess some kind of gift? I don't believe you. But if I do have this talent, and goodness knows it would be my first, I suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I?
Back already, no matter. The girl. What about her? Are you out of your mind? Who'd stay with an ugly brute who only knows how to smith? Absurd. Besides, she'd never agree to it. I refuse to believe it. I don't doubt you, but I know when something's too good to be true.
If I do have a talent for, I suppose I should try to... good to see you again. Thank you very much. I have you to thank, don't I? For persuading Master Hewg. I can happily announce that he has taught me the noble toil of spirit tuning. I'm as yet unsure of what I might be able to accomplish, but if I might be able to help you all, I'd certainly like to try.
Well, I took you for dead, no matter it. Lay out your arms. I spoke with the girl. She has a gift for spirit tuning. So I told her everything I know.
After all of that, you can finally speak to Nepheli Loux, who is located outside of this room.
You again. I thought you'd receive a summons to the Roundtable. Nepheli Loux. We met at Stormveil. I'm glad to see you here. I have something for you. I found it in Godrick's grafting grounds. You defeated him. You should have it. Make good use of it. I don't intend to make a habit of scavenging corpses. Ah, yes. I wonder if you've met my foster father. He's in his study. The room Ensha's guarding just over there. If you haven't already, I advise you introduce yourself. Father is leader of the Roundtable. I'm sure talking to him will be worth your while.
At this point in the game, if you want to turn her into a puppet or progress through Preceptor Celavis's questline, this is where you would want to have progress through the Carrion Manor area and through Ranni's Rise and have acquired the Celavis's potion item. This is where you would give Nepheli Loux the potion to turn her into a puppet. But that is completely optional, and if you want to complete her questline, do not give her the potion and just skip the Celavis part. Just meet her at the village of the Albinaurics located in Liornia. Follow the path I followed in the gameplay, starting from the Laskia ruins in the village of the Albinaurics. You can meet Nepheli Loux, exhaust her dialogue, and progress through her questline.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nepheli Loux, warrior. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nepheli Loux, warrior.
After you talk to her, rest at the site of grace nearby, and you'll have to defeat the Omenkiller, which is a mini-boss in this area. This is how you get to him. After you defeat Omenkiller, with or without Nepheli Loux, return to the Roundtable hold and speak to Gideon. Ask him about Nepheli, and then talk to Nepheli Loux, next to the blacksmith.
You've already heard. Indeed. It seemed the whelp harbored suspicions, so I had no further use for her. Honestly, what's a man to do? A determined plebeian is more wicked than an omen horn, quite frankly. I suspect that's just what the Queen wants. A dose of ambition to incite the tarnished.
Ah, you. Please. Leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but I need to think. Ah, you. Please. It's pathetic, and... So you know already, do you? Right. It's true. My father cast me out for indulging my emotions, forgetting the mission, punishment for offing his pawns. Lord Gideon has offered me guidance all my life. I would have done anything for him, to place him on the throne of Elden Lord. And yet though it was not my intent, I betrayed him. And I can no longer trust in Father. To think he'd order his men to enact such tragedy. Where is the justice he purports in that? He once told me that if he became Elden Lord, he would never allow the downtrodden to be cheated ever again. Was he simply lying to me? No. How could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now... I've lost it.
After exhausting her dialogue, make your way to the 4 Belfries in Liurnia. You're going to need an imbued stone sword key. You can locate one in the 4 Belfries area right here. Just make your way all the way to the top in the final tower. Instead of being a portal, you can find an imbued key. Use it right here where it says Anticipation. This is the very first area in the game. In this area you'll be able to fight the tutorial boss and get your revenge. You can choose to do that. After you do that, you have to head back though, across the bridge. Head back across the bridge to this location on the map and you'll be able to access the Chapel of Anticipation. You are looking for the Stormhawk ashes. Acquire the Stormhawk King and return to the Roundtable hold and give it to Nepheli Loux. Now at this point you have to have completed Roderika's questline to the point where she can upgrade Spirit Ashes, and you have to have reached Crumbling Farum Azula, where Roderika and Hewk will have some more dialogue, which must be completed before you can continue with the questline of Nepheli Loux.
No, how could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now... Is that ash? I can smell the ancient storm in it. My thanks. I'll gladly take it. I'm not like Roderika. I don't feel the presence of spirits. let alone see them. Still, this ash, it reminds me of my first hawk. Thank you. In this ash, I can smell the ancient storm. It reminds me of my first hawk.
At this point in the game, you have to encounter Kenneth Haight and progress through his questline. Kenneth Haight is located here on the map. You can talk to him at any point in time. He will ask you to clear out his fort called Fort Haight. If you've already done that, he will say thank you and that he will move to his fort and give you the title of knight. Progress through his questline to the point where he's in his fort.
Hello? Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Haight, servant to the true order and celebrated repudiator of the false. You've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but, no. No, the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Haight. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormveil took it. A fool! And plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What's this, kind sir? Remarkable. The knight commander dead. Already? Well, a blessing if ever I chanced upon one. Fine work, I say. Fine work indeed. I doubt that it was your intention, but the deed is done, and I commend you. Now, this is your reward. Go on. It's yours, for the keeping. Right then. Time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do. First, I'll have to re-establish communication with the demi-humans. What's that look? You don't believe me? Well, under the Erd Tree, commingling with the demi-humans is made possible. Even the vulgar shall not be left behind, under the rule of true order. Which is why I, Kenneth Haight, next in line as the rightful ruler of Limgrave, have sworn to uphold it. Just you watch, my friend. Just you watch. Ah, yes. I've been meaning to ask, would you like to enter my service? I see bright things in your future, stout warrior. Enter into my service and learn the workings of the Erd Tree's true order. And who knows? Perhaps sometime down the line, the grace of gold will return to those tarnished eyes of yours. What say you? A fine accord. Very well indeed. I knew I saw something in you. I shall await you at my fort. We shall hold a ceremony for your knighting there, I think. I see great things ahead of us. We are truly by the Erd Tree blessed. Right then, time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do. First, I'll have...
After all of that, travel back to Fort Haight. After clearing it and talking to Kenneth, it will be full of demi-humans. Take out the demi-humans and speak to Haight in his fort. This is where he needs to be for Nepheli Loux to progress through her questline after Crumbling Farum Azula.
You, is it? I suppose you must have seen it by now, yes. The sorry state of my fort. Oh, indeed, it is a foul fate for a land to be without a ruler. One must be found, with haste, and not that awful Godrick, but a true and stalwart lord of the proper lineage to take the reins of Limgrave. I'm sorry to have lifted your hopes, but I haven't the authority to raise you to knighthood. As things stand, the great Kenneth Haight issues his sincerest apology. But now, I must begin my search post-haste for a true and stalwart lord of the proper lineage to take the reins of Limgrave. I must begin my search over a true and
After all of that, you have to progress through the entire game, beat Leyndell capital, beat Morgott, which is the final boss in Leyndell, progress through the snow area called the Mountaintops of the Giants, kill the final boss there, which is called the Fire Giants, and burn the Earth Tree aflame with Melina, and be teleported to Crumbling Farum Azula. After you reach Crumbling Farum Azula, complete this area, or just simply go back to the Roundtable hold and talk to Roderika and Hewg. They will both have new dialogue.
Take a look around. The Roundtable hold is burned, razed to the ground. Don't worry. I don't blame you. I'll continue spirit tuning just the same as before, which is why I need your help persuading Master Hewg to leave. His roots are so knotted in this place. He won't last much longer if he stays here. His shackles are broken. He's a free man now. It's high time he put the Roundtable behind him.
Lay out your arm. Weren't you listening? As I've always said, you came to challenge the demigods and their god, to slay them. And as long as you do, I will always smith your weapons. It is what I wish. To smith a weapon for you to slay a god.
I see. You're here for some spirit tuning. Oh, is that right? So Master Hewg won't listen to you either. You have my thanks regardless. I'll try and talk him round next time. I know he was given this great entreaty to craft a weapon which could slay a god. Though I can't help but think of it as a curse, a fearsome curse, put on him by Queen Marika. And if that's the case, I'm not sure there's anything we can do.
Lay out your arms. I've upset the girl. She says that now my chains are broken, I'm free. That if I stay here, I will be ruined with the Roundtable. What use have I for freedom now? I smith weapons to slay a god. I have lived and will die doing so upon this spot. Is there any other way?
After you slay the Godskin duo in Farum Azula, return to Hewg and he will have some additional dialogue.
Use my masterpiece to slay a god. That's all I've lived for. And my promise to Queen Marika. But do me a favor and do look after the girl.
After you do all of that, travel to the Secluded Cell, Site of Grace in Limgrave, and then you'll see Gatekeeper Gostoc in the boss fight room, exhaust his dialogue, and then sit at the Site of Grace of Godrick the Grafted. Do not teleport to Godrick the Grafted Site of Grace. Just sit at it and it will teleport all of the NPCs, all 3 of them, into the throne room, and this will be the completion of the questline. This questline will reward you with 2 ancient dragon smithing stones, one of which can be bought from Gatekeeper Gostoc.
It's been some time. I must thank you for your aid. I told Father I would be with him no longer. I remembered the vow I took when I first became a warrior, so many moons ago. This land is much like the one from which I hail. I will call upon the storm to drive away the foulness that has settled on the winds. Again, I am Nepheli Loux, warrior. Some call me by the title of Lady, but I remain the same woman underneath, though I have now abandoned my former guidance. I cannot express how much you've helped me. Should you become Elden Lord, I would gladly lighten your burden. Farewell, fellow warrior. I will remain to summon the storm, but your guidance and your fight surely lie elsewhere. I will remain to summon the storm, but your surely lie...
Ah, nice to see you after so long. Safe and sound, I take it, yes? Good. Ah, quite. I have indeed selected a new ruler. Lady Nepheli is strong and just, worthy of the burden of Limgrave's lineage. Such is the sincere opinion of I, Kenneth Haight, no less. For the time being, I share command of the castle with my lady. But I plan on returning to my fort afterwards, at which time I can fulfill my old promise by raising you to the glory of knighthood. I hope it is just as wonderful as you imagine. For the time being, I share command of the castle, at which time I raising you. I hope it is just as...
Ah, you, is it? Haven't seen your mug in quite some time. As you can see, I'm the new lady's attendant. Freedom was worth squat. Besides, I like it round here. Lady Nepheli's still fair of heart and countenance. Still, I have the lady's trust, so I can loot all the corpses I like. I'll let you take a look at the goods if you fancy.
Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of all of those 3 NPCs questlines, including Roderika. So please check out my other videos, stay tuned, leave a like, and comment down below, and all that jazz. Help other people find this channel, this video, so they can find the most accurate and straightforward guides and lore. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.